Forgot that it does that now. I think we're recording. So, hello everyone. If you're watching this, my name is Jenna Puzio. I'm the founder of fillyourbooks.com, and I'm here with one of our amazing students, Holly. She has had some crazy results, and I was like, I gotta get her on one of these things so we could chat about it. So, give us the backstory, Holly, on you and how you even got started in the hair industry.
So I basically was doing a bunch of other things because I thought that I needed to be like not a hairdresser and do something more important with my life. But actually, this is the most important thing I've ever done with my life, and it's been the best. So I went to hair school, did all of that, and then I got started a little bit late because I had babies and all that stuff. But I just recently moved back to the East Coast from the West Coast, and I wanted to open my own salon suite. So I was like, well, I'm going to do it, but I had very little clientele because I was gone for a little while and I basically had to start over. So I did everything I needed to do, but I was like, I need to have some sort of like way to market myself because I don't really know like beyond what anybody would know how to do it. So when I came up with you guys, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. And then I spoke with you guys, and it's been amazing ever since.
Well, we're excited to dive into it. Remind me, what state are you in? What state did you move to?
I was in San Diego, and now I'm in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Gotcha. Awesome. So you found Fill Your Books. What was life like before Fill Your Books? And then what was like that big shift, would you say, that first moment? Let's say like you booked your first client that you were like, holy crap, this works. Like, how was that transformation?
It was a lot of anxiety at first because I was like, oh my gosh, it's an investment when you're starting a business, kind of like very particular, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? And I feel like, so I get that. Like I had a lot of anxiety at first, but now that everything, like once I started doing everything you guys told me to do, like it just kind of started to happen little by little. And I was like, oh, okay. So,
do you remember your first client that you booked? Because it's been a minute now. I know you've
I don't remember, but I just remember thinking to myself, like, oh my God, I just did that.
I know, because it's wild.
Very easily too. Like it wasn't that stressful. It was kind of like, I don't know. It's true. Like it just comes all of a sudden.
Well, and you pointed out a good thing, as long as you're following the process, as always, following everything step by step, which would you say everything is pretty much laid out in front of you? Here's how to do it. Go make it work for you.
And that is why I always say, like, I listen to the modules a lot, like over and over again, because I always like hear something different. You know what I mean? Or it reminds me like, oh yeah, that's another thing I can do, or that's another way that I should be doing it, or I need to add this to what I'm already doing because that makes it more efficient. You know what I mean? Yes. So all the information is there, and it's like, it's so funny because it's nothing like rocket science, but it's like, it's mind blowing if you really follow it. Like it really works.
Yeah, no, our big thing is simple scales. And a lot of people are like, oh, what do I have to do? I have this new business. I need to build it. And it's like, it's truly this few simple, boring tasks, as we like to call them, that you just stay consistent with it every single day, you will 100% win. And you are a shining example of that, which, speaking of which, you just made an amazing post in our group recently about how far you've come. Tell us about that.
So as I said, like I had anxiety in the beginning and I was like, okay, one client here, one client there. But now I'm booking into September, middle of September. I'm like 5 weeks out. So it's crazy.
For reference, it is mid-July.
Yeah. I opened my salon suite June 1st. So it literally took me 6 weeks to kind of get there. And, I think when you're starting out, like 6 weeks seems like 6 years, but back on it and you're like, wow, like it's only been 6 weeks. And I think it was like 4 weeks before that I hooked up with you guys and started the process. So I mean, yeah, definitely consistency and just kind of like keeping the faith, and it will happen. Like you just need to do the things.
Exactly. I love that you're saying this because it's so true. Like how you said, when you're first starting, you're like 6 weeks, like I have to wait 6 weeks, like to do, but 6 weeks to be able to put yourself in a position of someone who's been in the industry for 5 to 10 years to be able to say, I'm 5 to 6 weeks booked out now because I put in the time for 6 weeks. And I'm sure that time, well, technically 4 weeks since you started with us. And I'm sure today you're like, that 4 weeks felt like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you're just doing the small things that you need to be doing every single day. Because I think a lot of times people get so obsessed with like the end result, right? They're like, I want to get to this point so bad that but then you overthink and you overanalyze and you're like, I don't even know how to get there. And then you just end up not even starting and in the same place for so long because you're so like hyper focused and your brain is clouded. You don't even know what the next step is. And like, what's beautiful about Fill Your Books is it gives you that vehicle. Like you don't have to stress about what to do. And now it's just on you. The only thing you have to worry about is staying consistent and doing those small things that probably take 20 minutes a day to make sure you get everything done. And then you get to do what you love, which is doing hair. It's not, you don't have to become a marketing specialist when you join Fill Your Books. It's here are the things that you need to go do. And now it's time to go do them. And you are like I said, a shining example of that. What would you tell to someone who is thinking about joining Fill Your Books? Would you recommend it to a friend? What would you tell them?
I've been recommending it to people.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah.
I would say like definitely I feel like I totally can resonate it resonates with me, the overanalyzation in the beginning, because it's like there's usually a lot riding on this decision. And I think once you can push past that and like you guys say, like everything that you do is an action, at least better than doing nothing. So for sure, like just keep doing the things. And then actually for me now, like I can remember that overanalyzation. And now when I have conversations with people on the phone, I'm like, or just in text, really, I don't really talk to a lot of people on the phone, but I'm just like, this is like, so it just seems like kind of second nature because I've done it, you just keep doing it. And then talking to people, the questions, like, I feel like in the beginning I was very like, oh my gosh, did I ask this right? Did I do this right? I'm like, okay, yeah, send me your photo and let me see this. And, so it comes to you with practice. So no conversation is a bad conversation.
I love that. I love that. Cause it's so true. Like 0 to 1 is the hardest part, right? Like just getting out of your comfort zone, doing the things you need to be doing. And then, like you said, it just becomes second nature. The more you do it, the better you become. Just like hair. I always tell people, like, I'm sure you didn't cut a perfect bob the first time you cut one. And I'm sure you screwed up quite a few mannequin heads before you got a good one. So it's the same thing whenever you're trying a new skill. But that, again, the beautiful thing about Fill Your Books is like, you have that community to like have your back, the weekly coaching calls, you have access to us. Like you shouldn't be nervous because there's people here to help you. And all you have to do is just commit to staying consistent. And that was like going back to being so attached and overthinking, like, I want to get to this goal. And if you could just like detach yourself from that end result for a second and just be able to congratulate yourself when you do the daily tasks that you're supposed to be doing, like we said, that take only like 20 minutes a day. Because if you just do those things every day, there's no way you're not reaching that goal that you want to hit. It's just a matter of yesterday's yesterday, tomorrow's tomorrow. All you can worry about is today. So make the right decisions for your business, be able to detach from your emotions and get out of your comfort zone. And like you said, it just becomes second nature. And that, I think you could attest to this. I always say that feeling never really goes away. It just gets a hell of a lot easier to just be like, no, we're good. Like, this is how we do things now. So that's great that you got there. And one more question. This is kind of a new question I've been starting to ask people. I mean, to go from I just opened a business to 6 weeks into your business being months booked out in advance, how has that changed for you? Like, how's your personal life changed?
It's amazing. Like, I think that you like don't allow yourself to believe that you deserve some of this stuff, like I can work with the hours. And by the way, I only work probably like 16 hours a week. You know what I mean?
What a dream. That's amazing. You could go spend time with the Nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. I hear. So it's quite a shift. Like, I can work when I want. I can spend time with my kids when I want. I can basically book the clients that I want because, now I can be a little more selective because I don't have a lot of space left and I can take those higher ticket items. So it's definitely working out really well for me.
That's super exciting. Well, I appreciate you coming on this call. I appreciate you sharing with all the potential future students what the amazing opportunity of Fill Your Books is. And I can't wait to see you at our event in Solstice. Holly is going to be one of our
Yeah.
guests coming out to Park City and hanging out with us for our first event. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, if you're watching this and you are interested, go check us out at fillyourbooks.com, fill out an application, and we can talk to you and have a little bit of a call about your business. So thanks, Holly. I appreciate you, and we'll see you guys soon.